Hello, beautiful humans. How's your journey going? How's it going for you? I wanted to make this video as a support for the journey, so as a support for the expansion and the ascension and the transformation and the transcending that we are all doing. All of us. A lot of us. Everybody's having a journey. Not everybody is choosing to use the spiritual route of expansion as the path. And it is what it is. We have loved ones that are choosing a different route, and that pain of watching that sometimes makes us go inside and go in deeper for our own journey. In fact, we probably, most of us, have just surrendered to the fact that everything that comes our way, all challenges, family, monetary, educational, health, all of it, every bit of it, is going to be used and is being used to chip away at the false self, the self that was created in childhood. I know people hate to hear that, but it's when it was created. From the ages of 0 and 7, we made up our mind of an I am that served us until it didn't. I am deficient, I'm not enough, I'm a failure. I have a column, 2 columns that I've garnered from my clients over the years. That false self is being chipped away, and we have had a glimpse of the payoff with that. And today I want to talk to you about probably the biggest payoff we can ever get in this journey. And that is finding the giant within, discovering the giant within. That giant that whispers but is roarous in its ability to get us out of tight spots. That giant that is soul, spirit, and this human self journey wrapped in the Trinity. That giant that holds us when we want to give up. That giant that is our power, is our strength, is our wisdom. That giant is calling us. The world cannot give us the joy, the happiness, the harmony. The world can give us a lot of shiny trinkets, but it cannot give us self-love. It cannot give us hope. The world is very limited in the goodies that it offers. It's finite, it's fleeting, it's fragile, it's fickle. But there is something inside of us that is not any of those things. And most of us, I have found with working with bunches of different people over these years, most of us are afraid to go inside. We think that there's a monster there. And it's just the opposite. It is just the opposite. Because I'm a spiritual counselor and a medium, I understand that we have to go deeper. We have to go deeper within ourselves. And the thing is, that giant within us, it knows exactly how to call us there. It knows exactly what to do when we turn inward. It is there. It ain't going nowhere. It can't. It can't go anywhere. It is there. And it waits for us to turn toward it. And sometimes it'll nudge us. And sometimes it might even roar a little bit, and we'll turn toward it. We'll go inside. So let me read you some things and maybe expound a little bit about it so that we can understand a little bit more about that giant. We can understand a little bit more about what it has to offer us. So that giant within us never bought the story, and never bought into the story of unworthiness. or that we're not enough. It never did. It can't. The largesse of the true nature of spirit, that spirit human, was never influenced by that story. When we seek a career or a new relationship or a new situation for our human journey, the giant is there. It's there. That giant self sits in the realm of power, wisdom, and intimate knowledge of us. And if we can just get still, if we can just listen, we will choose to hear our giant self, that wise self, instead of the identity of the small self. We have to understand that there is a small self that we've been living from. That's where we've been going to. That small self has a story. The story of unworthiness and not enough and fight and do and do and do and do. That giant has an understanding of human timing, of exactly what we need, when we need it, how we need it. That giant knows how to respond to a family member who has not chosen to heal. That giant understands what to do with a world that is in chaos. That giant knows exactly what to say to your human mind so that you will make a decision that benefits your journey. That small self has whisperings of disaster because it's coming from the place of smallness, of finiteness. Giant is infinite. Giant is eternal. Giant understands everything about us. Our personality, why we do the things we do, why we don't do the things we want to do. It understands completely without any judgment. It cannot judge. It's impossible for it to judge. It doesn't want to judge. Even if it wanted to, it couldn't, because it's based in love, it's based in wisdom, and it's based in intelligence. It is what holds the planets up. It is what brought you to your spiritual journey. It is what picked you up when the world slammed you down. It is what has whispered a hope deep within you, and it helped you hear it. It is what is calling all of us to move to a different path, a path where we know we are eternal, a path that knows that we are giants, a path that knows how to respond to the chaotic world. It is aware of us. It is an intimate partner. It is an intelligence that expands the moment we turn toward it. The habit that we have of focusing on the little self brings most of us to a dead end. It brings us to depression, and it brings us to anxiety. It continues to make us want to go down the same road that we've been down 100 times. That giant, when you can sit and compare that small self and that giant self, the personality of those two becomes very evident. Personality in that its structure, its ability to withstand anything, whereas the small self is tossed to and fro like a reed on a river. And you're able to compare them. You reach a certain point where the comparison is so obvious that we can then start choosing, consciously choosing which way we want to go whenever we have a challenge. That giant self that ain't going anywhere has been here from the get-go. It came with you into this physical plane, and it will leave with you your soul when you leave the physical plane. In the meantime, We can use it for this lifetime to have more ease, more grace, more wisdom, more ability to be in service, more ability to have money, more ability to have friendships that are dependable and are wise, to have an intimacy, to be open, to be unafraid, to be vulnerable, to be weak, even while we know we're strong. The giant sits there and holds it all in place for us. And to go through a lifetime, and I've been through many lifetimes, not knowing that giant, to me, has the idea of it as a travesty. It's a travesty. Religion has taken us as far as it can take us. The physical world has taken us as far as it can take us. We've got to go deeper. We have to go inside. We have to find that power. We have to find that strength. We have to groove with the giant. Our present day self can change on a dime when we get in touch with this giant. The old self that we've been chipping away at, that old self that we've been able to slowly, arduously, painfully discard as no longer needed, no longer useful, is going to take you and take me and take us into the giant, the realm of giant, where the knowing is sure. It is steady. It is steadfast. It holds true to itself. It doesn't change boundaries to appease. It doesn't give up its self for anything or anyone. And once, and I know this, I have tasted this, I'm living it more and more. Once we know, experience that giant that is within us, no one can ever take that away from us again. How do we get there? We continue to do what we're doing. You've got that observer self going where you observe yourself now. You observe when you're making a decision. You observe when you are going into your will and you're finally able to make a choice from the higher self, from your self-love. We keep doing that. We keep doing that. We keep moving more into gratitude as much as you possibly can and as often as you possibly can. Meditation, absolutely yes. I'm a huge believer in 5-minute meditations. They are amazing. They work. Our meditations are great too. Actually, they're very great. They can take you into a place that a 5-minute meditation cannot. Okay, if you can't do an hour meditation, do a 5-minute meditation. If you can't do a 5-minute meditation, do a 1-minute meditation. Do a mantra where you sit and you say, I know that what has been stolen from me, what the locusts have eaten, will be restored to me. I know that I am on a healing path of emancipation and deliverance. I am open and I am willing to move into the truth of who I am. I accept this journey. I accept the challenges. I will not hold a fist up in the air and say this shouldn't have happened and that shouldn't have happened. I declare that I am up for the challenge. I accept that this is the way it is. I accept anything that is going on. I accept it. I accept it. I will be told from my giant what I am to do about anything. I will be told. I won't make up something in my mind. I won't come up with a story. I won't do an action to make myself feel better. I will allow the giant to tell me what it is I need to do, how to do it, and when to do it. That's what I'm going to do. I can do that. This talk to ourselves that used to be shitstorm talk, ugly talk, bully talk to ourselves has changed. We get to know that we are giant beings doing a human journey. We get to know that. If we have to accept that certain things have happened in our lives, we have to accept it as a process of being delivered from it, being emancipated from it, transcending from it, and using it and turning it into gold. If we have to challenge, if we have to accept that, then I believe we have a right to accept the goodies too. We get to have the goodies. We get to have the goodies. I have declared that I'm going to have all the goodies that I can possibly get. And my spiritual journey has told me that it's possible to have all the goodies I can have while in service. I can do that. Your dedication to this journey is valuable. It is so valuable. And you can't give up or you would have done it. So just keep on. Just keep on. That giant within you will bring the podcast, the book, the meditation times, the awareness, the understanding, the downloads. It'll bring all of it to you. Stay open and stay willing. That's all you have to do. Thank you for being a human that is willing to do this spiritual journey. Thank you for saying yes. And thank you for continuing to say yes. I'll see you next time. I'm going to continue to do these. I'm going to do my part. I'll see you next time. Thank you.